Hello friends, and welcome. This evening I'm going to be sharing with you my next PSA submission. So we'll move ourselves on over here to the cards and start ourselves off with a Dwayne Wade 2003 Topps rookie card. Let me go over here, see if I got any other information on here. This is pretty standard stuff right here. A lot of 2003 guys are worth grading. Even Carmelo Anthony's cards are getting a bump. So I've basically sent off as many of these Dwayne Wade cards as I could pick up, and they're, I was picking them up for about 25-ish a piece. Now they're roughly in the $35 to $40 range, so they are kind of creeping up there, even the raw version. And we're going to send this one in because it's nicely centered, even though it's a little bit weird on this corner. If you guys can see the weirdness over here, I'm not sure. Maybe this will just get like an 8 or something, or a 9, but we're hoping. Either way, there you go. The first guy is a nice Dwayne Wade. It's going to bring us over to James Harden, 2009 Topps. I have 2 of these, and I have a few more of these that are already out there in the world. And yeah, this one's not so great. Probably just going to get an 8. But this one is extremely clean on the back, and it is rough to find these 2009 Topps cards and find them clean, because they do tend to have a lot of whitening wear around those back edges. So you are going to end up with a lot of 8s because of stuff like that. Nonetheless, we got a couple of those guys. The next dude I've been picking up, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 1972 Topps. This is his first card with the name Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I think that is worthy of a bit of a bump. Maybe not now, maybe nobody's paying attention, but when everything the dust settles, so to speak, I believe that this card will have a little bit of a groove attached to it, simply because it's the first Kareem Abdul-Jabbar card. Yes, he was Lou Alcindor, etc., but right here, he's the dude that we know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I've been picking these up for roughly $55 or $60 a piece. I just leave it on eBay for buy it now, newly listed, with this search up, and I just constantly, during the day, I double check, go through, see if any new vintage cards especially have been listed. And the reason why, guys, is because vintage cards are so hard to get in good shape that if you just pick out like 10 or 12 that you really want, put it all up with all the searches across the screen and different tabs, and then just do buy it now, newly listed, auction ending soonest, but mostly buy it now, newly listed, and just check a few times a day, and hopefully you'll be the first one who gets to these cards when they do get posted. And I've gotten lucky a few times. As you can see, these are all pretty crisp. I mean, there's a printing defect on one, but to be honest with you, the centering is really nice on the ones that I have. The corners are sharp. I'm pretty excited, honestly. Even the back centering on this one is fantastic. I mean, it's not amazing, but for an old card like this, you see them off the side of the card so often. So I love picking up vintage cards that you just spike on eBay for a good price, and you just have a bunch of searches up. It's profitable. It's awesome. It's really nice when you find that card, because I love sending stuff into PSA. So that's what I'm about. I have a black version of the Durant rookie card right here. Pretty excited about this one because the back is extremely clean. Not a lot of funk. And guys, I know I have lighting issues. I'm probably just going to buy some sort of a lighting kit, because I think for, if I'm going to take this seriously and I'm going to be with you guys a few times a week, then we're going to need some better lighting. Because right now I look like Casper the Friendly Mother Effing Ghost, and this, there's a little bit of darkness, and I'm trying to show you the light, which I'll show you right here with the other Kevin Durant rookie. I have about, I want to say 8 or 9 of these at PSA right now, and I have these 2. I don't know, I bought as many of these as I could in the $25 or $30 range. Once Gary V posted all of his, now a lot of these are up in the $40 range, $40, $50. I've seen them go as high as $100, but the price is going up, and it ain't going down anytime soon. And I think at this point, with all the boxes floating around that I have behind me with singles, we probably have 15 or 20 Durant rookies at this point, for this exact type card. And we also have 2 of the cars, the little car. They have like a Matchbox car. I don't know, some weird shit. But there's a Matchbox car. We got 2 of those. And I also have a couple of the team sets with whatever. That's like an $80 guy, too. I'm wondering what that is now. I haven't seen that in a while, to price check it or whatever. Next up, we've got Kawhi Leonard rookie card, Elite Rookie. I bought some boxes a while ago looking for some Giannis rookies. And, well, I ended up getting a box of 2012 because I got a good deal on it. Elite. This obviously doesn't have Giannis in it. But I don't even know why I said Giannis. I was just going to say it's not Giannis. It's Anthony Davis, obviously, that's in 2012 with this dude and Damian Lillard. So I like a bunch of the guys in the 2012 like everybody else does, so I got a good deal on that box, and we gave it a shot. We bought a collection off Facebook Marketplace of about 130,000 basketball cards, and digging through all that, there was all kinds of stuff in there, just a gold mine, a plethora of value, if you will. And we got this Allen Iverson rookie card, goes for about $200 in a PSA 10. I figure it's worth sending in. I really do like these Fleer metal cards. They look really good. I'm not sure. I've never graded any of these yet, so I'm not sure how hard they grade them. But it does seem reasonable. You know, it's clean, it's smooth. Hopefully it gets a high grade or just straight up 10s. And everybody likes Allen Iverson. Next up, Damian Lillard Select. I think this is 2013, second year card. Big fan of Damian Lillard, as you guys know, always picking up more cool cards of his. I thought this one looked pretty awesome. You know, got that smooth shine to it, you know. Damian Lillard, 94 out of 99. So I honestly think that over time, people are going to see Select as a very nice version of Prism. Like, maybe it doesn't beat Prism ever, but I think Select has a lot of room for growth, and it should regain a little bit of market share because the cards are just so damn good looking. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just so damn good looking, you can't really deny it. Even if it's an asshole, you just can't, you know? There you go. So there's that Damian Lillard, and I'm sending in a rack of 5 of these. These things are going for like $30 or $40 right now. It's 2013, Giannis's rookie year. Damian Lillard's second year Prism. These all look to be pretty minty fresh, so I'm sending these in. If they had surface issues or whatever, I would not send them in because I don't think they're going to be worth like $400 or anything. But I definitely don't want to be sending in ones with surface scratches. So we made sure that they were nice and clean, and hopefully we get some 10s out of this rack. Nice group of cards. Actually, let's chart that card. Let's go over here to the market movers window that I have on the screen because I have a couple of other things to show you guys before the end of this video. And we are going to go to chart any card. And I do think that if you're going to do this stuff, if you're going to be buying and selling, flipping, investing, whatever it is, then research is king. Sports news about what is happening in the sports world, who's playing, who's not, where's a documentary, where isn't, you know, what happened, who flipped who off today, who's mad at this guy, who's mad at Barkley, who hates Shaq. Anyway, you get the point. The things that happen drive the market, and you have to have the information. You can look at eBay sold listings. I mean, you can farm all kinds of stuff. You can just have intuition. You can just go raw and take all the information in that you see around you. But I like looking at hard statistics, and I like looking through all the market movers stuff. It really is convenient. So that's my plug for market movers. I mean, it is valuable. I've found more than the price of $50 a month in value. And this is how it works. 2013 is the year of the card. Damian Lillard is the name of the player. And we are looking for Prism. And it is card number 19. Oh, not 189. And grade, we're going to go PSA 10. Now with the PSA 10, I don't know if that's gone up a bunch. I'm assuming that there's not a very big... yeah, I wouldn't assume anybody's doing that. Let's go raw. Ain't nobody grading this damn card yet. No one has a reason to send this card in. It's just I like Damian Lillard, so I'm acting kind of like a crackhead in this spot. I'm just like, I'm going to send my Lillard. I do think it's going to be worth probably a couple $100 or something like that in a 10, though. So let's see what kind of... yeah, see, it's kind of flat here, huh? But it definitely went... Oh, what is this? Did it really just auction for $750? I mean, I only bought mine for $9 a piece, essentially. But I had seen they were going up to like $28. They must have gone back down. Yeah, somebody spent $45, but is there anything special about this? No. There's nothing special about that. Oh, they paid $20. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, it looks like it was like kind of up there for a few days or so. No, this is red, white, and blue. That comes out of here. This looks like the standard shit. Chrome. What does that mean, chrome? It's not chrome, dummy. Either way, whatever. I'm not going to spend any time on this card. This is more of a personal thing, but I do think that it will be good to flip when Lillard has, you know, the attention that he has on him. It's going to bring to 3 John Morant rookie cards. Again, just got this out of some Donruss stuff that I busted. And I just, you know, I didn't. I mean, the basketball stuff is so expensive that like I have a hard time. I'd rather just buy the raw cards. But I did get this stuff from a couple of boxes that I bought for fun, and we did get Zions as well. But those Zions were not gradable. Like one's off center, one's got a big ding on it on the front of it. You know, some weirdos type stuff, some strange anomalies. But these three John Morants look pretty gradable to me. So we're gonna give those a run. It's going to bring us to a Jaren Jackson Jr. rather, the Triple J. Good looking card, kind of a cool, unique look to it. Like he's about to either toss it under his leg or something like that, or maybe break wind. I don't know. It looks pretty funky though. But yeah, I think this is probably going to hit a PSA 10. I think it's like 150 or something last time I looked, or something like that. I don't know. This guy could pick up steam. Here's another one of those vintage cards I was talking about, guys. Ozzie Smith rookie card. As you can see, the back of this is relatively crisp. The corners are sharp. Yeah, the centering's a little off, but the centering on here, on this side, is actually really nice for this card. This is a notoriously off-centered card, and it gets really messy. So this right here, to me, has great eye appeal. That's one of the things that kind of stands out to me as I'm looking for cards on eBay to buy, to get graded, to send in, is the eye appeal of the card. I mean, this has 4 sharp corners. The centering is not perfect, obviously, but it doesn't really take away from the eye appeal, because when you look at it, you can see both borders enough that it doesn't specifically grab and like pull your attention away. Cards that are really off center, they tend to pull your attention to the centering on that side, and it just looks real ugly. But this is a centering here that I could deal with. It couldn't go too much further, but that's just enough essentially. And I don't know. I could even check the centering on that. I don't know if you guys use this or not, but I've got something here. I could find it. Hold on a second, guys. My damn centering tool. Anyway, I have a centering tool around here somewhere that I use. And if you guys haven't ever seen one, it's called the Grademaster centering tool, and it allows you to check the centering on the card. I was using it last night. I'm not going to waste any time on it, but I do suggest going out and grabbing one. If you haven't, it will help you with your grading. So yeah, I mean, everything else about this card is beautiful. I mean, if you look at there's no real printing defects, no like weird bubbles or anything like that. It's not faded. There's no breaks in the ink down here. If you look around the outside of the card, one of the big differences that you can see with a magnifying glass is the wear and the chipping around the outside of the card. These white bordered cards do chip, especially the old vintage ones. So I have this light lamp right here that was suggested by PSA Collector, and what it is that it's a lamp, but it has a light and it has a magnifying glass right built into it. So I know this is going to look whack for a second, but you can turn the light on, right, like here, and then you can really get in there with the magnifying glass and take a look around the outside and look for those imperfections. I wish I could kind of show it to you guys. Maybe I can. All right. Huh? It's not working. Eh? All right, get the shit out of my face, dude. You guys get the point. Sorry. God, I feel goofy sometimes. So that's a nice Ozzie Smith rookie that we picked up, kind of hunting. I got this. It ended in an auction for $6. It's a 1976 Topps Johnny Bench. And again, when I'm looking, hold on, let me get a little more light over here for Johnny. When that wasn't like gas or anything, guys. That was a lamp. I have a tabletop lamp for grading records. Sell a bunch of records on eBay. My wife and I. Get these all. My desk is such a mess, guys. My brain is a mess, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So right here, Johnny Bench, 1976 Topps, really clean. This centering is awesome. It does have a bit of a stain on the back, but it is just on the back. I'm hoping to get an 8 on this. There's like a bit of minor corner wear, but this centering, I mean, this set sucks for centering. It's really difficult to get this set centered well. So I'm pretty happy with this card, and after it grades, I mean, even if it's just $150, that's great. God, does he have camel toe? Johnny, what are you wearing? Here's a Mike Trout Artistic Impressions. I got this like a case hit. This thing goes for like $100 or something, but I think that this is going to look badass in a PSA 10 slab. I'll tell you that. Along with the select box that I bought, I got pretty lucky and got this Topps Junior cracked ice out of 25, 15 out of 25. I tell you what, guys, cracked ice, they're usually such beautiful cards. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the lighting, guys. It just seems so weird. I have to get like a lighting kit or something. This is just, it's not going to work for me, man. It's going to bring us over here to Kyler Murray. This came out of a mega box. I got really lucky, apparently, because I don't know that much about football, you know, as we've talked about, and I just grabbed one of these because it was a good price, and I wanted one shot at the football stuff, whatever. Haven't monkeyed with it in a while. I open up the box. I get right above this dude is a foil, the silver prism or whatever you want to call it, Jarrett Stidham, the new Patriots quarterback that's replaced Tom Brady before Cam Newton just came in there and started pissing in his ramen noodles. Kyler Murray was right behind him. So that, I mean, I got a really good blaster or mega box, or it was a mega box. I mean, Kyler Murray and Silver Stidham, what in the living hell? It's going to bring us over here to the Lamar Jackson rated rookie. You guys know I love Lamar Jackson, man. I said it, and I hope that you guys got in. I told you, I'd let you know which ones were the cheap ones, which ones you could get now, and I hope you did. I really do. And I'll show you something else here. I had a nice little graph for you guys because I had another tip for you, my friends. But which one is it? Is it gone? Okay, right here. Check this out, guys. Check out this graph. So this is PSA 10 and PSA 9, Lamar Jackson, and this is the trajectory. So the top line is the 10, and the bottom line is the 9. So if you look at this, look at how the 10 has taken off. The 10 has skyrocketed. It's insane. And one sold today for like $2,600 or something as well. And then you've got the 9, which hasn't popped. But you can see here it's starting to pop. So right now, this says 345. This needs to be updated, but right now they're like 400 and change. I'm trying to get as many of them as I can possibly basically get my hands on around that number. I've gotten one for 435, and I expect that to be good. I expect it to be a $600 or $700 card relatively soon because of this. So when you see a gap right here between two very specific, very popular cards, you've got to basically buy the gap. You know what I mean? Like in trading or whatever, they say buy the dip. Here you got to buy the gap. Whenever the gap is too big, you've got to buy the lower end card because it's probably going up. Bring us to a nice Capo Caco. Pretty strange name for a Swedish dude, but I like it. Capo Caco. Just sounds like we're playing Western guns, you know, Cap. I'd call him Cappy. Wouldn't that? I call him, hey, what's up, Cappy? But either way, we got a nice canvas Young Guns of Capo. Not an easy one to get, guys. This goes for like $60 raw, and this one looks gem minty fresh. So who knows? I mean, this might be a $400 card for all I know. Especially since he's starting to pick up some in popularity, which I'm not really sure why exactly, because I know that he didn't have the greatest season, but who knows? I mean, he's obviously a good player. He'll probably get his bearings and make a nice comeback. Here's another Lamar Jackson optic rated rookie. I got lucky with these Lamar Jacksons. I have about probably 4 or 5 of the optics. The most I paid for one was $100. I also paid $80, and we got lucky, and somebody with zero feedback posted one that looked gem mint for $58. So we got one for 58, one for 80, one for 100, and a couple more around that mark. I think I got one for like 65 too. But that is crazy. Like I figured out the Lamar Jackson stuff right before the blow up, and I was lucky to get in on those cards because it's going up there. But I mean, like I said, guys, there's still room on this PSA 9. So I'm not saying break the bank to do it, but if you can afford to grab one, it's probably a free $200 or $300. In not too long of a time. It's going to bring us to our Mario Lemieux 1985 Topps rookie card. And interestingly enough, when I was doing research on market movers for the hockey cards, because I'm really interested in hockey cards and even writing an article about it for Sports Card Investor, and hopefully that gets up. Mario Lemieux was one of the guys that they were pouring money into. So if you look at the hockey market, it's basically Connor McDavid, Wayne Gretzky, Sorry, those are the dudes that are tons of money going in to them, to their cards. And Mario Lemieux is one of the other guys. He's like basically the third or fourth guy that the most money is being poured into. So this card is actually more expensive than you might think. And this one probably looks like it's an 8. The centering is good enough for an 8. The corners are sharp. There's nothing really wrong with the surface. Back here, there is a little bit of whitening around the edges. I know it's difficult. You're probably not going to be able to see it. But with the back of the card like this, I'm just kind of assuming that we get a 7 or a 7.5 or an 8, somewhere in the 7 or 8 range, and it'll probably be worth a couple $100, $200 to $400, something like that. And that's going to bring us to our final card of this submission, guys. And oh my God, is it a doozy. You might have noticed I had the graph up here for this card. I picked this up and we paid $550 for it. It is a Julius Erving 1972 Topps rookie card, and there are a couple of issues. It does have a little white circle, which is very common among these cards. Probably like half of them that I've seen have that little white circle at his elbow. So it's very common, and it'll take some away, but it's not going to be crazy. And then there's a little tiny stain right there, and then next to the stain there's like a little rubbing or something, and it looks like somebody had tried to maybe rub this off like a dolt, you know what I mean? I mean, come on, donkey. You're not going to rub a stain off unless you like it's on your skin, you know? But yeah, not in this card, and it's just not. So there is a little bit of a blemish there, but the saving grace to that, and why I think it can still get a high grade, is that the little spot, it doesn't really take away from the eye appeal that much. Like it does stand out, and it is noticeable, and we will get dinged for it. But look at how sharp the corners are on this. First of all, the corners don't have that much wear at all. There's like a very minor amount of any fraying, and if you look around the outside of this card, I gotta tell you that there's not much on the edges by way of whitening either. So there's really not that much of the chipping around the edges. So you got the centering is good enough for a PSA 10. That's another good thing. That's the main reason why this card can still be sent in and get a good grade, even with this little blemish over here, because the centering is good enough for a PSA 10. The corners are definitely sharp. You guys can see the back of the card here. It's not like they're perfect. They're not perfect corners, but they're probably 8, 8.5, maybe 9 corners. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get this one sent in. We had to send this in at the $75 service level, because if this does come back a 7, it's a $1,500 card. If it comes back an 8, it's a $2,500 card, and it's only going up. As you can see on this graph, they're starting to go as high as $1,500. You just ain't going to get Dr. J cheap. I've always said for the last few months that Dr. J's cards were undervalued, and this is a great place to start. And it's a beautiful card. I mean, 1972 Topps. I mean, same thing with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars that were over here. I mean, look how awesome this set looks. It's just so clean, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's artsy, you know? Nice little squires, bucks, big color block in the background with I mean, that's some next level shit. You imagine it being 1972, no cell phones, no internet, no crazy shit. Bam. That's a marvelous is what it is. So I hope that this card comes back at least a 7. I would take a 6.5. I would not be happy with a 6. I would be very unhappy. 6.5 is the lowest I want to see, but I would rather see 7 or 7.5. Honestly, if I were grading this card myself and I were a PSA grader, I might be in the 7.5 range here, just because that scuff is a little bit rough and it is an oil stain, even though we do have the sharp corners and the good centering, good enough for a 10. So that's probably going to knock it down to a 9 or an 8-ish, and then the scuff, whatever that costs. So yeah, I mean, like I said, with the scuff and then the minor corner wear, I mean, we could be looking at a 7.5 to a 7, and I would be cool with that. A 7 goes for $1,500. You know, a 7.5 is probably going to be the median between the two, so it's probably somewhere around 2K or something. But that's what I'm looking at, man, and I hope we can get something tasty. I have so many submissions at PSA. Basically, I have a bunch of orders there, and when they start coming back, I'm gonna make videos and show you guys. I think I have like 300 or 400 cards there at this point, Send in another like 30 or 40 or whatever tomorrow. The last couple things I wanted to show you in this video, guys, there's the Harden rookie card trajectory. He's up $400 in his PSA 10. That's starting to get expensive. Up 66%, up over 1,000 for Harden. There's the Lamar. There's the Julius Erving, and then there's that Damian Lillard we wasted a little bit of time on. And then if you guys want to see here what's going on in the last 7 days. This thing is a little bit slow, but I love it. There's so much information. It is definitely an invaluable resource. Come on now, guys. You gonna make us happy or what? What are we doing here? I'm fixing to stop figuring, Shane. Sweetheart. I'm like my own horrible ventriloquist. Reggie Miller's rookie card is up 50% for some reason. Maybe he's talking a lot or something. I don't know. Here are the highest sales: LeBron James, Zion, Luka. Obviously, the guys that you expect in most cases. These are the dudes that they're pouring the most money into their markets. But yeah, I think that's about it for today, guys. We got a nice PSA submission going in. Tell me what you guys are submitting. What's your favorite card in this lot, or which card are you the most attracted to? I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's going to be it, guys. I will see you guys again in the very near future. And Lamar Jackson, you could still get in. There's still a few of those selects up there.